Hello everyone. Today we are going to see a very important topic from our data mining and warehousing. That is nothing but architecture of data warehouse. This is the topic from our unit number 2. So these are the contents which we are going to see today. With this, now what is the process of designing a data warehouse? So data warehouse can be built by using the three main approaches. So which are the three different approaches we are having? A top-down approach. That in top-down approach we are starting with a planning. Means first of all we have to plan what we have to do, and according to that plan we are working on that plan. That is called as a top-down approach. It is used when our technology is very mature and well known and the business problems are very clear and well understood. At that time we can use this top down approach. The next approach for this is bottom up approach. What we are doing over here, it start with experiments and prototypes. Here we are not working with our planning, but here we are starting with some experiments and the prototypes. This is very useful in an early stages of our business modeling and technology development. This is very useful concept of using this bottom up approach, and it is very less expensive compared to other. And the next approach for the same is also called as a combined approach. What we are using here, it uses the planned or a strategic nature of our top down approach with the rapid implementation of bottom up approach. As I am saying that a bottom up is less expensive as well as it is very rapid implementation approach. Here we are having a speed of our implementation is very high. So we can use both combine as well as combine means as a top down as well as the bottom up approach over here. So which are the different steps we are requiring for this designing of data warehouse? So there are 4 steps which we require. The first is select a business process to model, and depending on that business model we have to decide whether it should follow a data warehouse or a data mart model. So in this choose a business process to model, we can say the example, that is order, invoices, organizational, or it involves multiple invoices or inventories, accounts, sales, etc. These are nothing but the examples of this business process to model. If business process is organizational and it involves the multiple complex objects collection as well as the data warehouse model must be chosen. Means for that purpose you have to choose that model, data warehouse model. If it is departmental and focuses on the analysis of one kind of business process, a data mart model can be chosen. Means you have 2 choices, that a data mart model and data warehouse model. So when you have to choose this data mart or a data warehouse model, if the business process is organizational or some complex objects are there, in that case you have to choose the data warehouse model. And when it is departmental or focuses on the analysis of any kind of business process, in that we can use that data mart model. So we have 2 choices over here of a selection of that models, that is data warehouse model or data mart model. The next thing is you have to select the business process. So here select of grain of business process is nothing but the grain is a fundamental atomic level of the data to be represented in a fact table for a process. We have seen what is the fact table and the dimension table. So we are going to see that we have to choose that fundamental or atomic level of a data that to be represented in the fact table. For example, individual transaction, individual daily snapshot, etc. This kind of data we have to select for this business process. Then next thing is we have to select the dimensions that we apply to each fact table record. Now in the second step we have find out the attributes or content which are necessary for our fact table, and with that fact table now we have to select the dimensions according to that fact table. So that dimension will apply to each fact table record. The typical dimensions are a time, order, customers, etc. So this fact dimensions of that particular fact we have to choose over here, and after that we have to find or select the measures that will be populate each fact table record. So choosing this measure that will populate each fact table record, typical measures are a numeric additive quantities like a dollar sold, then units sold. Once a data warehouse is designed and constructed, the initial deployment of that data warehouse include the initial installation, their rollout planning, their training and orientation, then platform upgrades. With that we are having the maintenance that must also be considered. So all this thing we have to consider while we are designing the process of data warehouse. So the necessary things is that first of all we have to choose our model, whether it is data warehouse model or data mart. With that we have to design the attributes which are required for the fact table. With that we have to mention the dimensions related to fact table, and other than dimension there are some measures like a unit sold, dollar sold. So these measures we have to define or select while designing the process of data warehouse. Now we are going towards the architecture of data warehouse. So what is this architecture? To design that effective data warehouse, we need to understand and analyze the requirement of that business need, and then we have to construct that analysis framework. The data warehouse is nothing but an information system that contains some historical data, that may be a cumulative data from single or multiple sources. We can collect data and we can store that data in data warehouse. It simplifies the reporting and the analysis process of that organization, because we are storing the data in data warehouse in unified way. So it is going to be simplify a reporting or any analysis purpose of that organization. So we are having the two main component of building a data warehouse. The first component is an interface design from the operational system. So whatever the operational databases we are having, we should have the interface design for them. And the second stage is the individual data warehouse design. So different data warehouse we can have, and their designing is also important. So these are the two main components while we are building a data warehouse. So the construction of such large and complex information system can be viewed, we can compare this with the construction of the large and complex building. Okay, so what I am comparing, the construction of our complex or a large information system, that is nothing but data warehouse, can be viewed as the construction of our large and complex building. So what is the requirement for that construction of a building, for which the owner, architect, builder have different views. These are the different views for the construction of a building: owner, architect, the builder, etc. So these views are combined to form that complex framework that will be represent the top down, business driven or owner's perspective, as well as the bottom up, which is the builder driven, and it implement the view of the information system. So in this way we can construct our data warehouse. So what are the different components we are going to require for designing this? So the construction of the data warehouse depends on the business requirements. A basic requirement is what is the requirement of a business to construct such a data warehouse, where one development stage depends on the result of previously developed phase. Definitely it is going to depends on the whatever we have developed previously, the results are analyzed over here to design that particular construction phase. The structure of the data warehouse that can be understood better through its layer model. So we are going to see this data warehouse in the layered architecture. We are going to be define that data warehouse architecture into the different layer, so we can have a better understanding of that data warehouse, which lists the main concept of the data warehousing architecture. So below is giving the architecture of data warehouse, and we are we can see the different components we are seeing over here, that we are requiring the operational systems with their databases. Then we will have our external data, these are nothing but the sources of data, and then we are applying some cleaning and the transaction on that, and then we are going to store that data into the data warehouse. While storing this data, we are going to follow the ETL process. We have already seen what is the ETL. It uses the extraction, then we have to transform the data, and then we are loading that data. So we are going to use this ETL process here to store that data into the data warehouse, and then we are going to represent that data in the form of data marts, and then we are going to present the data to the end user. So these are the things which we are going to see level by level, step by step, while designing this data warehouse. So let's see, starting with the movement of a data, how we are move our data from our source to the staging area, right. So while doing this, that while we are moving a data from our source to the staging area, we have to use the data marts through that ETL process. Means whenever we are going to represent a data into the form of data marts, then that data should go through the ETL process. ETL is nothing but extract, transform and load technology. So what we are going to do in this ETL process, we are extracting the data. So from where we are extracting our data in the ETL process, that data will be extracted from outside sources. So whatever the sources we are having, the data will be extracted from that outside sources. In that, we are considering the sources like flat files, any relational databases, or any source format that can be a non-relational databases structure also, such as the information management system we can consider. With that, other data structure such as a virtual storage access method or index sequential access method, even fetching from outside sources, web servers, etc. will be the sources from where we can extract that data into the format for which is required for the transformation process. So this is a extract process. With that, we are going to transform that data. So how we are transforming that data? For transforming, we are fitting that data as per the needs of business, right. So in transformation, we apply the series of rules or a function to that extracted data which we have extracted from the sources, and now we are going to derive that data which is required to be loading process, right. And that loading process is nothing but which is giving a data to the end target. So some data sources will require very little or even no manipulation of that data, or no transformation of the data, or some of required the many transformation. So what kind of transformation we are applying on that? For example, selecting only certain columns that is to be loaded, or we are encoding some freeform values, means we are mapping that male to the 1, Mr. to M, female to the 2, likewise some mappings we are doing. Then we are deriving some calculated values, so we are applying some formulas over there to calculate some amount. So such a small transformation we need to apply while before loading the data, okay. And the next thing is load phase. In that loading phase, we loads the data into the end target. Usually that data warehouse is our end target. So depending upon the requirement of the organization or a business, this process ranges widely. Some data warehouse might weekly override. We have to weekly update that data also. That should be a non-volatile data, right. We have to update that data timely. So these are the process of ETL, that is extract, transform and loading. So whenever we are designing our data warehouse, our data in our data mart should go through this ETL process. So architecture begins with the first layer. A first layer of our architecture is called as a data source layer. Means we are going to collect a different sources over here, okay. Different sources we are going to see over here, which refers to the various data stores in the multiple format, like relational databases. We are going to consider the Excel files, flat files, etc. So these are nothing but our different data source which are exposes the information that is being captured, that is stored or managed by the operational system, right. So these stores can be consist of the different data types of data, like operational data including a business data like sales, their customers, their finance, products and others. With that we can have the web server logs, then internet research data and the data related to the third party like a different surveys we can consider. So what we are going to do in this data source, we can have our operational data and then external data. These are nothing but the operational system we are using to manage such a different storage of that multiple formats. So with this operational data, what we can have here, we can have databases. There can be a relational databases, they can be an Excel files or other kind of databases that also called as an external databases, means which we are collecting from our third party like a survey or census. So these are a first layer of architecture that is called as a data source layer or a data source view. Okay. Now moving toward the next step, that is nothing but we are going to extract that data, where the data we are extracting from the data sources and we are putting that data into the data warehouse staging area. So the extracted data is minimally clean with no major transformation. So we are not going to apply much transformation on that. We are just cleaning that data so that we can store that data into the warehouse staging area. So what we are doing here, we are applying some cleaning here, or some not a major transformation, minor transformation we are going to apply. So for that purpose we are going to use the ETL process, okay, and then applying that extract loading transform, then we are loading that data into our data warehouse staging area. Okay. So this is what the second step, where we are extracting data, we are applying the minimal transformations on the data and then we are going to load that data into the data warehouse. Then the next thing is, after this the next thing comes is the staging area. So we can divide our staging area into the two parts. The first part is a data cleaning and the second is data ordering. Means whenever we are going to store that data into the data warehouse, we should do this data cleaning and data ordering, as we are saying that data warehouse is going to be provide an unified view to the end user. So this unified view should be a clean and in a proper order. So this layer will take care of the data processing method. Okay, cleaning is nothing but we have to remove the redundancy of that data, or we have to remove the duplication, right, or we have to remove the inconsistencies of that data, and we should filter that data. We have to remove the bad data from this data. That is called as a cleaning process. And ordering means we have the proper integration of the data. Integration should be proper and in order manner while we are loading the data into the data warehouse. So here is cleaning and transformation we are applying over here, and with that we are storing a metadata into the data warehouse. So what is the metadata? Metadata is nothing but data about data. So we are storing some unified and the well managed, well ordered data into this data warehouse. So this stage allows the application of a business intelligent logic to transform the transactional data into the analytical data. So what we are going to do here, we are transforming data into the analytical data. It is indeed the most time consuming phase in this whole data warehouse architecture, and is a chief process between the data source and the presentation layer of data warehouse. So this is what we can say, it is a most time consuming process of this data warehouse architecture, and it is very chief process in between this data sources and whatever we are going to see the next, that is a presentation layer. So it is called as a very chief process in between this two. Okay. So this is all regarding to our staging area, that is nothing but a data warehouse. So in this way we are building our data warehouse with following a proper process of ETL. Okay. And then this data warehouse will include fact tables, then dimension tables. It may represent the information that is information that is stored inside the data warehouse, including the pre-calculated totals, their counts, as well as the information regarding to the source date, time of origin added to provide context. So these are the things which we are having with this data warehouse. Then finally the layer comes, that is called as a data presentation layer. So in which kind of by which method we are going to represent that data to the users, that is called as a data presentation layer, which is a target data warehouse. Target data warehouse means this is our end target where we are loading our data. So this is called as a target data warehouse, the place where successfully clean, integrated, transformed and ordered data is stored in multi-dimensional environment. So we have seen the multi-dimensional environment in which we are storing the data in the form of data cubes, right? But how that data is, that data should be, the data should be clean, it is integrated, transformed and ordered manner. That is what the data which we are having in our end target. Okay. So this data we are having, and this data is available to the user in the form of the data marts. Okay. So this data is available for analysis or a query purpose to the end users in the form of data marts. So how we are going to represent that data? That data is nothing but clean, integrated, transform and order data we are going to represent in the form of data marts. Okay. So this is what the final layer of this architecture of data warehouse, and this layer is called as a data presentation layer. This data presentation layer is made up of clean, ordered, transformed and integrated data which is stored into the target data warehouse by using a multi-dimensional environment, that is nothing but a data cube format. So this data marts, this data can be then accessed by the various business intelligence tools. Okay. So this is these are nothing but our end users. So business objects are going to be access this data, whatever we are representing that data. So how we are going to represent that data? By some analysis tools or some mining tools, we are going to represent that data into the multiple format like a table, graph, reports and other kind of formats. So it is going to be represent either in the table formats, or you can represent them into the reports or a different graph format. So in this way the architecture is built throughout this data warehouse processing. So this phase is called as a presentation layer. So which layer we have seen? A first layer we have seen, that is called as a data source layer. Okay. The next layer we have seen, these are regarding to the our ETL process, that is extract process is our next layer. With that, a third layer we are having a data warehouse layer, and the last layer is nothing but a presentation layer. So the business query is called as a presentation, where it is the perspective of the data in the data warehouse from the viewpoint of the end user. This is the viewpoint of our end user. So how we are managing a data? So we are collecting a data here from a different data sources. With that data sources, we are applying some cleaning and the transformation with this ETL process, and we are loading that data into the data warehouse. Okay. After that, we are required a very clean and what we can say a transformed data we are required. That data we are going to represent in the form of data marts, and depending on this data marts we can apply some query tools or analyzing tool on that, and which are going to represent the data in the form of tables, reports and graph to the end user. So this is what the throughout process and the process of data warehouse architecture designing. So today we are going to stop here. Thank you all of you.